Welcome to Story Scaling by podcastvideos.com, where creators share the truth behind the content, the grind, and the growth. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, boys and girls, I am Jeremiah Bang Pickett of podcastvideos.com. You probably knew this already, but this is Story Scaling. Thank you so much for being here. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. We really appreciate it, and it goes a long way. Now that that's out the way. Today, not yesterday, not tomorrow, but today we have a very special guest in the studio, my brother, Brandon Watts.
What up, my guy?
How are you?
Man, I'm doing great.
Man, B. Watts, thank you for being here, bro.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. So I got your bio already written up. I asked the streets, who is B. Watts? And this is what the streets said.
Oh, man.
So,
moment of truth.
So I'm going to read this. You let me know, like, man, this is spot on. Let me know if you need to add something, whatever the case may be. All right?
All right, let's go.
It says, today's guest is Brandon Watts, a fine art portrait artist, community builder, and creative with real heart. Brandon is based in Northwest Arkansas. Brandon doesn't just take pictures. He crafts portrait art meant to be printed, displayed, and passed down through generations. When he's not behind the camera, you'll find him leading his nonprofit efforts to invest in young creatives, helping them see their own worth and possibility through art. His work is deeply rooted in legacy, service, and belief that every person, no matter their background, deserves to be seen and remembered. Brandon's approach to photography is intentional. Each session is curated from concept to final print with care, put into every detail from wardrobe and posing to creative direction. It's not just photography, it's an experience. In a world of fleeting content, Brandon reminds us that stories are more than pixels. They are more than memories, legacies, and emotional imprints on our lives. I'm excited to dive into this journey and see how we can discuss Brandon Watts photography.
I like that.
Is that it?
I'm good with that.
Yeah?
I'm good with that.
Cool,
I ain't
cool.
mad at it.
That's you, bro.
That's me. Okay. The streets like me.
Yeah, man, yeah. Bro, when you hear a bio like that, what sticks out? I feel like knowing you, for the years that I've known you, you do a little bit of everything. You kind of in a lot of different buckets. And so when you think about B. Watts, or when you hear a bio like this, what first comes to your mind? What stands out?
I say with this bio, it's the emphasis that everybody deserves great photos. I think this bio speaks more about my portrait work with personal clients and stuff like that. I have a lot of people just come to me sometimes. Most of my clientele, I would say, is primarily women.
Sure.
And so I have certain people come to me whether they got to have like a abusive relationship, or maybe they just didn't feel good about themselves, or maybe they're just getting older and they just want to document themselves where they feel like they're the most beautiful. So it's definitely like a confidence builder. And some people, the thing people always tell me is like, I don't take great photos or something like this. I was like, oh, no, you take great photos. You just had the wrong photographer.
Yeah.
I was like, everybody can take a great photo. So, and then I worked at Bedford Camera and Video when I first got started. Okay. So,
can we go, take me to the beginning? I mean, even before photo, go back to childhood B. Watts, and let's talk about what you were interested in, what you were doing, how did you get into photo? This is really your show, so let's talk all about it.
All right, the world back and get it, because, I got more comfortable talking about all my past stuff, so let's go ahead and get into it. So I'm from Fort Smith, first off, Fort Smith, Arkansas. Grew up there. If you've been in Fort Smith, it's not that much to do or whatever. But I love Fort Smith. I love the people there. Came up here for college in 2005.
Okay.
My parents were strict. Right. I told all my high school friends, I was like, you think about all our high school memories? I was like, it was school related activities. Like anything outside where people was like, oh, we set the party, we was here and there. I didn't have them. I was like, we only had that. So when I came up here at college, I got a little wild. I got wild up here.
Let's talk about that, B. Watts. What do you mean? No,
I got wild, but I made a lot of mistakes too. Mistakes that forever changed my life. I got in trouble when I was up here for college. End up messing up my record. So then it's hard for me to get jobs and stuff like that. But I still end up finishing college and stuff like that. But that's the thing. I finished college. I got my degree in information systems. So I got a minor in supply chain. But because of my record, I wasn't able to pass HR. for certain jobs and stuff like that. So
Also, never knew that, bro. I didn't know that was your background. That's crazy. We get some exclusive.
right. So that happened. So then like the places I was working were like more like family owned,
Sure.
where I can really go in, because I had like people at Walmart who wanted to hire me, and hiring managers like, hey, before we even continue with the next part of the interview, let's just do your background just to see if I can, so we don't waste nobody's time, because it's like, I like you, and I like how you come on. You seem like a good candidate, but couldn't get past the HR policy. Right. So then it just became me working jobs, but no matter what job I worked, I just made sure I worked my way up, all of that stuff. Moving forward, I ended up hired a photographer one time, got what I paid for. It wasn't even that great. And that's where I think the first idea came in my head, where I was like, you know what? They still made $800 in one day. I think I can do better than this. I'm gonna get a camera because I want a side hustle. Also, I'm tired of working with the people I'm working with. So I was like, I'm gonna just pick up a camera. I'm gonna do this. That's how it really started.
Wow.
That's the real, like, now, the reason it was photography, I still always somewhat had an interest in photos and stuff like that. And it was more like, I'm gonna do like landscape and architecture because I like the screensavers on computers. And I was like, I'm gonna photograph people for the money. And then I started photographing people I actually felt in love with it. With the storytelling. I also kind of made it related to like my dad's dad, my granddad. I never got a chance to meet him, but I always love going through those old photo albums where, you know, you got the plastic, that real stuff. So, but I see all these like older photos of my granddad, and it wasn't too many of them either, but that mixed with the stories my dad told me, it's like, oh, I got to imagine the person. I got to actually feel like I met the person and stuff like that. So more that I felt in love with photography and photographing people, more I started understanding that people need to tell their stories. They need to be photographed, because when a person passed, that's really all you left with. Like, forget the materialistic things. Like, you would actually forget what a person looks like.
That's right.
Don't have a picture.
That's right.
So going back to Bedford Camera and Video, when I first got my camera, I took like a class up there that just taught me what aperture, shutter speed, ISO was, like the basic.
That Fort Smith?
Nah, in Fayetteville. So then, it taught me the basic and stuff like that. And then from there, I'm just pretty much self-taught. But I ended up getting a job there because I was like, let me go ahead and work here. I'm getting into this photography thing, got a job there. But that also helped me realize people would come in because they lost a loved one. And then they come in with wallet-sized pictures, or maybe just pictures on their phone, and they trying to blow up a big picture for the memorial. And they like, this is the only picture I have of my mom or my sister or just whatever. And it's like, we can't blow it up bigger. You can't create what's not there.
How long ago was this?
This was, I say, 2015, because 2015 is when I got my first camera.
Yeah. They got AI and stuff now, but back then it definitely was done for.
Yeah, it was. But even then, just like having that good quality or whatever, even on the phones, like you can blow it up, but let's like really talk about like how big you trying to blow it up and stuff like that. So people realized that, oh, they didn't have any other photographs of their people, or they only had one. I was like, that's crazy. I was like, you only have one photograph of your mom and stuff like that. But that's just the reality of it. So that's where it kind of helped me build the story of seeing the importance that everybody needs to be photographed. Even if you don't like being photographed, if you have people who love you or people that you care about, like, take pictures of yourself. Take pictures of yourself with them. I don't care if it's professional or not professional.
Right.
Just document those moments. Get some video in there. Like, when my daughter was born in 2009, so when she was born, I took crazy pictures. Like, I got so many pictures of my daughter, and till this day, I still take a lot of pictures. And back then, I wasn't even into photography. I just wanted pictures of my daughter. And then I take a lot of pictures of myself with her and stuff like that, because if something happens to me, I want her to have memories. I want her to have videos. I want her to have those things to be able just to remember me and that, because I want to leave her Like if I leave, like, yeah, I got life insurance. I got all the things I set up stuff for her so she can be taken care of. But at the same time, like, I want her to remember me, not just the materialistic things that I leave behind.
For sure. Sheesh. Well said, B. Watts.
Yeah.
So let's go back, because I think it's dope that you can pinpoint that moment to where you decided I'm gonna do photography. You was like, yeah, I broke them off $800. Like, I can do this. They're making a lick off me. I think that's hilarious.
Photos wasn't that great.
Yeah. Shout out to that person. You know what I'm saying? I know you probably take better photos now, whoever you were, but we ain't gonna say your name. But
yeah. I be looking at them.
They better now?
Yeah, they better now.
Okay,
they definitely better now. All of that stuff. So yeah, they definitely approve. So I get it.
Yeah. I'm curious, before photo, so when you were growing up, you said you had strict parents, school oriented and all of that stuff. What did you think you would be doing? Like, were you one of those kids? When I was growing up, I had no idea.
So honestly, I didn't have no idea. The reason I did information systems, I actually started out computer science programming, but then I was like, you know what, this is hard.
Yeah.
And I also realized when I got in college, I was like, everybody that's over there programming, they been programming since like the third grade. Their schools taught it.
Yeah.
I also didn't realize, like, growing up, I didn't realize, like, I love my high school, but I didn't realize we didn't have all the things until, like, getting with my wife now. See, it's like, you didn't have this, you didn't have that. I said, what? Like, nah, we didn't do nothing.
Can't compare, bro.
But, yeah, definitely can't. But, yeah, I ended up doing, like, information systems and stuff like that just because my oldest brother, great programmer, great job. He went to college. After college, he got married. He got a duplex. He got another one. Then he got a house. Like, he coached AAU basketball every other Friday. He was off work. I was like, oh, he got all the fun things at his house. Especially back then, you know, everybody had DVDs. So I was like, he buying the new release DVD.
He was living.
Yeah. I was like, everybody ain't going every week going to buy a $25 DVD. So I was like, yeah, we need to have like a little checkout list at his house, like it was Blockbuster.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
So yeah, but then he just had all the fun things, the swimming pool, all of that stuff. So I was like, in my mind, my brother was, I was like, he was that person. Like, he was living life. He made good money. His wife, pharmacist, all of that stuff. And then they had kids, and then nephew in the NBA, OKC Thunder, let's go. Yeah. So, you know. Shout out to Isaiah Joe, man. Shout out to the Thunder, you did. Yeah, so, but yeah, so that's kind of why I chose that route. But I honestly didn't know what I wanted to do. I just chose it because I just saw money. And I ain't know a lot when I was in college going through it. I was like, man, I do not want to do this.
Yeah.
But I was also so close to graduating. I was like, I'm not switching my degree.
Yeah.
Like, if I could go back, maybe I would go back, do like a minor in photography, do like get the bachelor's in marketing, or just do business. Yeah. Like, that's what I should have did. I feel like anybody who didn't know what they wanted to do in college, just like, oh, I'm doing business. And then you just go from there. But I still like love my college experience. It was great. Shout out Phi Beta Sigma, greatest fraternity in the world. But yeah, so made a lot of connections in college too. So I wouldn't give that up just because college taught me a lot, even though I don't use my degree or anything like that. And I probably could just save money if I knew I like photography. Yeah. But, you know, everything happens for a reason, right?
I hear you. I agree with that. I hear you speak a little bit on it. Have you ever just sat and thought, what would you be doing if it wasn't photography? Like, right now, what?
So it's more of what I would be doing if I would have never got in trouble. Because I got my degree in information system, minor in supply chains. I remember interviewing for this company called RSI. They had a contract with Matt Steele and Forrest Smith. Now, that's a job that I really, really wanted. And I remember applying for it. I remember interviewing. They had the CEOs and stuff were in St. Louis, so they flew me up to St. Louis.
Oh, wow.
And everything for their interview is between me and another person. The other person got it. I don't know if my background kind of stopped them from that, or or if it was just the other person was a better candidate. I really don't know, but that's probably like one of the few jobs that I was sad I didn't get because I was really looking forward to it. And I actually kind of like supply chain. Like if I actually did something in my degree, it'd definitely be supply chain.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. So because I just kind of liked it, and it came easy to me. That's the thing. I think I picked things where when I was in school, I was like, oh, I started taking the supply chain classes. I was like, oh, this is so easy. It's an easy A for me. Like, I get it. I understand it. And I feel like when I get stuff and I understand it, then that's what I like because it's not a struggle. It's not anything like that. So
explain supply chain to the listeners out there. How would you break that? I know it's a very complex and broad.
Supply chain could be as far as like logistics where it comes to moving trucks, or supply chain like for the RSI company working with Matt Steele at the time. They were making sure that all the product was staying in stock and stuff like that. So anything that they use, they would order. And then make sure that you don't have too much, because you have too much, then you have leftovers and it's messing up the numbers. But you also can't run out, because if you run out, then the factory got to shut down. Yeah, now you in trouble. So it was just kind of that. I just kind of, I like that role. Also at that time, I know they only had like 3 people with that company down there at Matt Steele, but it's a $10 million contract. So I was like, oh yeah, they paying those 3 people good.
Yeah, right.
I was like, oh, they's like, oh yeah, we're gonna get you a laptop, we're gonna get you a phone, we're gonna get you. I was like, oh, y'all better give me all the amenities, all of this stuff, and it seemed cool. And then also just, if you ain't never toured like a steel factory, like it's cool, like it's really cool just seeing it all. Like I like just getting inside of places and just seeing stuff that the normal person don't see every day. Stuff like that. That's another reason like I love my photography. Like I do a lot. Most of my money comes from, like, I do the portraits, but most of the money comes from commercial. So like commercial branding, events, head size, product photography. But me doing photography and being in the commercial world, like, it opens up doors.
When did you realize you were getting good? Like, you start taking photos because somebody that you see isn't that good spawned you. So now you starting to take photos. When did you realize, like, oh man, I could be getting pretty good at this?
I know my very first photo shoot that I did was somebody seen me doing photos. It was like a mom and daughter shoot. That joint was terrible. And I knew it was terrible from the get-go.
Why? How did you know? Talk to me about that first photo shoot.
Man, it just looked bad. Also, I was taking like 1,000 photos. Like, they in one pose. I'm over here click. Also, the girl was like looking around everywhere and stuff like that. So I realized, like, at one time, the best photo ended up being a red truck with an ugly trailer come in the background. And I didn't even know it because I'm just focused on them. So it taught me to, like, pay attention to your surroundings, just not the people taking pictures of, because that's in the background. And then at that time, I didn't even have the type of editing skills to remove that. So it just was what it was. So like, this is what you getting. I think a lot of people confuse that with photography too. Like, they always assume that anybody who does photography, they have this excellent, proficient skill level on editing. Even till today, like, I still have limitations. Every photographer have limitations to what they can do with this. I want you to do this. Well, if that photographer can't,
they might not even have that skill set.
But anybody who book a photographer feel like, oh, you can do anything. But that's the thing about growing. You also realize sometimes it just don't need to be you. You can have a team. If a commercial client needs something done, or to a photo or something like that, if I can't do it, then I'm gonna hire somebody who can. Like, it's just a learning curve. But I think I realized I started getting good.
Wait a second. Do you remember their reaction when you gave them the photos?
Oh, they loved it because they haven't had photos in a long time. So a photographer is always going to be worse on their set than that, but they were terrible. They're terrible.
Do you still have those photos?
Oh, of course I do. I saw them to the kids sometimes while I be teaching. Like, hey, look. But yeah, I don't think there's a particular time where Well, no, I take that back. I think the time I thought like, oh, I killed it. It's when Eric Jones, the Dr. Dapper, we doing photo shoots and stuff like that. And
Hey, shout out to Eric Jones, man. Yeah, shout out to my boy.
yeah. But we did a photo shoot on a jet or whatever with his shoes at the time. And I remember we took that photo. I was like, oh man, this is fire. This level, like put this in a magazine, all of this stuff. We killed it like that. This is it. But I also say, as my skills get better, and then I look back on that photo shoot, I'm be like, nah, that ain't it. That's so I think in my mind, like anybody else, pretty much I felt like I was already good. Like I knew where I could improve on, but I always felt like I was good.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I think the time that I realized like it's no longer thinking like, am I good? And it's just myself. It's when everybody else start realizing that you're good. I'm very much a money person. So
What does that mean?
I rate my success on money. On when it comes to me doing photography or business, I rate my success on money. Like I feel like as an entrepreneur, your first goal, your smallest goal as an entrepreneur is do as good as somebody's doing in the corporate world with their salary, with benefits, all of that stuff. The 401k match, all that stuff. That's the minimum goal of an entrepreneur to me.
Yeah.
It's very personal. So if I'm not making at least what they're doing, then I haven't made it yet.
Yeah.
Like I haven't scratched the surface. Like, because some people been like, oh, you got freedom and all that stuff. But also I was like, my past made me an entrepreneur. Like, you know what I say? But people be like, everybody felt like it's a choice.
Like it's
I didn't have a choice. I think about if I didn't get in trouble and how much money I could be making now at my age and all of this stuff.
Yeah.
But luckily I found something that I love where I don't think about that and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, I'm actually doing what I love and stuff like. So that it makes it all okay for me. But yeah, I think me seeing my success is like on the commercial world, like what clients are booking me, like how much am I, what is my worth and what do people value me as? Because what I feel like my worth is, somebody might not value it, but I'm also like, some people say I'm expensive. While some people starting out, you know, if I charge $700 for a photo shoot, oh, you're expensive. Well, your kid got the new iPhone, they get the new one every 2 years or whatever. Every year you get them the new iPhone. That's more than my photo shoot. That's going to last forever and give you memories. So it's not know your worth, but also the ones who don't value it, that's okay. You just find the people who do value what you're worth, because they value, it's not that you're expensive, they just don't value. They just don't value your work.
Yeah.
They value other things. So that's how I look at it. It's the same people who, even when I first started, $300 to some people was a lot of money. But I was like, but then you brag because you went out to the bar and you spent $200 at the bar.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think people gotta to realize that. And now, my last photo shoot, the person brought $3,000 worth of photos.
Wow.
Whatever. But some people was like, I told one photographer that's like, oh my God, I can't wait to get there. But I'm looking at another photographer in Bentonville that I hear makes 10, 15 grand a photo shoot. So I was like, am I expensive or am I not expensive? Like, it depends on what scale you're on. And sometimes it's not even that other photographers are better. They can just be better at marketing and stuff like that. Like, a lot of times it's not that somebody has a better product. They're just better at business.
Right.
And that makes a big difference in how it goes. So I know, like with me, a lot of my clients come from word of mouth. Like, I'm a great networker. I get out there. I put myself out there, stuff like that. I would say my weak point would be not advertising us on social media or marketing on that type of scale. And it's crazy because I help a lot of other people with the content for their marketing and all that stuff. But then once when it comes to me doing my own stuff, I slack or whatever. And I think it's also because when I'm doing my own stuff, it's a bad thought process. I know it is. I'm working on it. But when I do my own stuff, I was like, I'm not initially getting paid. Like mine's just like, oh, do this so you can get more clients, so you can make more money, compared to, oh, a client hire me to do their stuff and I instantly get paid. So yeah. So it's that
It's like almost the instant gratification of it.
Yeah. Also why I do photos and video, but it's also why I like doing photos more than video, because photos, instant gratification. As soon as you take the picture, you know you got a great shot.
Yeah.
You know, you do, depending on how much editing you're doing to the photo or what it's for. I was like, maybe 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes of photo. It just depends. But you have a finished product. When it comes to video, you can be like, oh, yeah, I got some good shots. But if you don't put that video together right, it's trash.
Yeah.
It's trash. You just got a lot of great shots put together wrong. Right. It's not anything. You got to spend hours upon hours, and then you got to have your headphones on or the speakers up because you got the music with it or the sound and all of this stuff. So now you can't even multitask. At least when I edit photos, I'm at a coffee shop. I got my phone out. I'm over here editing photos. I can sit there for 8 hours, edit photos all day. Drop my daughter off at school in the morning, hit a coffee shop and just work and whatever. But I also got my Netflix going and stuff like this. So it don't seem like I've been there 6-8 hours editing because I can multitask. I can do other things.
Yeah.
But video, you got to lock in. So yeah, it makes that harder.
How do you get better?
How do you get better? It's the continuous practice. Always working on your skills. It's the creative stuff that you do that makes you better. It's the stuff that takes you out of doing the norm. Like, I think I've been slacking a little bit with the creativity just because I do so much commercial, where I'm doing events and headshots and product photography, white background, stuff like that. So for me to stay creative, I gotta put together my own stuff sometimes. I can't just wait for somebody to book it for me. I gotta keep doing things and keep owning techniques or learning something new, because when you start slacking, that's when that person you used to be better of take off on you and stuff like that. And then you be like, oh, wow, like they used to look up to me, now I'm looking up to them. And yeah, that definitely done happen. Like it's definitely some people where I'm like, oh man, they killing it with the creativity and the portraits and stuff like that. But I was like, I'm more commercial and stuff. But I like my commercial too. Don't get me wrong. Like I love photographing events. I'm talking to somebody right now for an event for next year. And one of their things that they like about me, and the reason they really trying to get me approved to be hired to do their event, is because I'm more than just like a photographer, videographer. Since I do so many events, they trying something new with the event, and I'm pretty much consulted them, because I do so many events. I know how things run. Like, oh, so you do this, or so you do that.
Yeah.
Oh, you need help with this? Okay, I got a person for you. Oh, I'm connecting you. Oh, you need this? Oh, I got a person for you. I'm connecting you, or whatever. So when I know, like, I got a good gig and I like the people I work with, because that's the one benefit of being successful in it. I can pick and choose my clients just like they can pick and choose me. So when I'm working with people, like, I try to make their event the very best that I can, because they value that beyond just like, oh, he just came and did the photos and video. Like, no, it's my job to understand what you're trying to get across. What do you want your story to tell when I'm photographing this event? What's your market? Who are you trying to reach? And stuff like that. Like, just where it comes to events and you got sponsors. Well, I already know that you need to advertise each sponsor. You need to make sure that when I do the event, that I'm getting videos and photos of anything sponsored, branded, anything like that. So in a good limelight, get it where there ain't people there, and then get it when there is people there. If they have some kind of sponsor activation, then you need to get people interacting with it and stuff like that. Like, you got to understand, it's not just like the candid sauce. Like, you got to understand, because sometimes you might have to, like, smaller events. Sometimes I got to be creative. So I'm open to be like, oh, hey, can I get you interacting with this? Like, I'm a showcase it in the best way, because I want this event to continue and I want to keep doing the event. And so I'm doing everything in my power to work with them and make it the best that it can be.
Yeah.
But I think just with me doing all the events, working with all these corporate clients, it really just built my knowledge.
Yeah.
In this same way, like, I do photograph internal meetings and stuff like that. Like, I just got back from Mexico, where I had one of my clients start an insurance company. So I'm inside their meetings photographing that.
Really?
Yeah. So then also, like, Walmart, sometimes I do their internal meetings, and sometimes they have guest speakers, and I pay attention. Like, I'm not just photographing and doing this. Like, I'm paying attention, because everybody around you drop knowledge. Are you listening so you can hear it? Or are you just there, just photographing, doing this? Like, no, I'm paying attention always. So, like, when I do events and these commercial things and they got guest speakers or something like this, like, oh, I'm listening to what they're talking about at the same time. Like, I'm working, but I'm listening, because it's free knowledge everywhere, and it just get dropped. It's the same way, like, how I network and I hang out with people. I hang out in places where I need to have a chance of networking. If I don't feel like there's a chance of networking, then I'm in the wrong environment. And I don't have to network there. I just want to know that it's a possibility. And then a lot of times the people I find myself hanging around, especially super successful people, they're entrepreneurs, and they just drop knowledge all the time. They just start talking about business, and they just drop knowledge. It's not even necessarily that they booking me. They might not have a need for my services. Right. It's just that since I'm in that place, like,
you get value from the information.
Yeah. I had somebody tell me to read the Psychology of Money or whatever. So they told me to read it. They said it to me once. They said, oh, you should read this book, The Psychology of Money. I think you will like it. Read it in less than a week. Next time I saw them, hey, thank you. I appreciate it. Or whatever. Was the book helpful? Yeah, the book was helpful. But also, if you're a successful person, say, hey, you should read this book, read it. It's also a way of building a relationship, because now that I read it, now they're like, oh, he listens.
Mm-hmm.
He pays attention. I know when I tell him something, he's going to take it seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever. It's that building a relationship and stuff like that. I had somebody else had me read Atlas Shrugged or whatever. It's definitely... It's one of them books where people be like, oh, that's kind of like a heavy book to like read and stuff like that. But I finished that book in like a week and a half. It's like 1,300, 1,400 pages or something or whatever. And when a dude said, hey, when you finish this book, he was like, let's talk about it. We go out for steak dinner or something like this. So when I hit him up and told him like I finished it, he was like, you finished that book already? Because he said he needs to hand the book out to people. But he realized people wasn't reading the book, and it's like a $50, $60 book. So that's why he was like, it's my first time offering a steak dinner to somebody. I went to eat with his family and stuff, and we talked about the book.
Wow.
And the book makes you think. It got a lot of different viewpoints and stuff like that. I would say it's definitely like kind of like a capitalist book in a way or whatever, but it got all these little different stories, and it's pretty much just talk about what happens if, you know, all the bigger people like disappear. Like say you took like a Bill Gates and Elon Musk, people running all these things, and then they just decide like, oh, we out or whatever. And this is back in the day of steel and railroad. So, you know, if somebody disappears on their world, that's the only person who knew how to do this and stuff like this. Stuff starts failing. So it just gave it from that different type of viewpoint. Some things you agree with, some things you disagree with, but it's just, if it's a good read.
Yeah. Man, bro, you said a lot there. I'm curious. So you talk about needing to be better at social media. What's some of or putting yourself out there rather, what's some of the things that you advise other people to do that you still learning to do yourself, or you trying to figure out how to incorporate for, you know, when it comes to putting yourself out there? Because I realize that for most creators, specifically when it comes to their own content, we have a hard time posting ourselves, you know, and so A, I'm curious as to why do you think that is, but B, what's your insight for somebody who's wanting to put themselves out there?
So I think I'm an 80s baby. I know I look young, but I'm an 80s baby. But
You look good, bro. Keep drinking your water.
Yeah, but I would say I would say like everybody just didn't grow up with how important it is. Like, you know, I grew up like, oh, don't play games or don't go to college and not gonna get a good job. Now people are not going to college and they're getting paid for playing video games. Like it's this
Big money too.
Right, big money. It's just it's a different type world. I say I slack on actually posting and stuff like that because honestly, I can get lost in social media. I can be the person who just starts scrolling and just looking at things. So I really be trying to work on this, putting myself away from it. So that also makes it harder for me to actually be posting consistently and doing that. I also think it's another way of making money for people too, as well within their business. Cause people tell me that's like, bro, you do photography all the time. You just need to like set up cameras and, you know, record stuff behind the scenes, talk about it, pretty much do what I'm doing now,
Absolutely.
but then make it into little short reels and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But I also just like, I'm always working on something. I'm always planning on other stuff, and I just stay so busy doing it that it's really like, it's getting to that point where I'm like, I feel like I should hire somebody just to do it, because there's certain things I just don't want to do.
Right on.
Or whatever. I'm gonna just be honest. It's just certain things that I was like, I don't enjoy doing this. And then if I'm not getting paid to do it instantly, then it's just, I don't care for it. But I think it's still very important for everybody to post and do that. And then it just depends where your clientele is too. Like, I feel like with me, most of my business comes from word of mouth and just being out there and being involved in the community and going into places. Like, I would say when it, like my clients and stuff like that, some of them, they're not really on the Instagram or looking for people like that. It comes for me like actually just meeting them in person in their environment. All right, I'm gonna tell one of my little secrets, y'all. Tell one of my little secrets.
Lock in. If you ain't paying attention now, lock in.
I'm gonna tell one of my secrets. So I'm an extrovert because, like I said, parents are a little stricter. So I feel like when I got out the house, I just became extroverted. I don't like being inside. I can be out every day. So I love me a good old fashioned. So going to upscale bars, you meet people or whatever. Cause like I said, I like me a good smoke old fashioned with Woodford Reserve. Like I know my taste. If I ain't doing that, give me a good espresso martini, not vodka, tequila. So yeah, but in these bars, I was like, you meet people in their environments and stuff like that. So I meet a lot of people just going to bars, this upscale bars, and just meeting people and stuff like that. I'm so extroverted that I meet everybody. So I got bars where I know the owners, I know the general managers, I know the waiters, the waitresses, all of that stuff. And then when they see me, I was like, they like seeing me. Like, I'm a person, we enjoy each other. So it's like, oh, we come in, hey, Brandon, all of this stuff. And then don't let me be dressed up. Don't let me be in the suit, because I was like, oh, now everybody's like, oh, Brandon, you look nice, all of this stuff. And I walk in, but I'm also like, my dad did psychology and sociology, so I feel like I got that honorary degree. Like he taught it at the University of Arkansas Fort Smith.
Wow.
So yeah, my mom was a professor too at the University of Arkansas Fort Smith. So I feel like with all the mind games my dad used to play with me, I feel like I got an honorary degree in that. But I know that when you dress up super nice and you walk into a place, you can get attention or whatever. So me walking into a place, everybody knowing me, I'm dressed up nice, it gets people attention. It makes people curious. Well, all people are very curious individuals and stuff like that. But I'll get curious too. I see certain people, I'm like, oh, I want to go talk to them. Well, if I'm coming in and I already piqued their curiosity, now it's easier for me to go up there and have a conversation. Because just like how I'm curious about who they are, they might be curious about who I am. So they're more willing to have a conversation or speak.
That's
and
right.
stuff like that. Also, when I go out, since I know so many people, and I know also like just a lot of successful people up here, just me knowing them, and then next thing you know, I see them, and then they introduce me to the people that they're with. And then a lot of times I already got to say what I do because they say it for me or whatever.
Yeah.
And like one of the best ones was I went out to eat with the wife one time, saw somebody. I was like, oh, anybody who's sitting with this person definitely is substance, because I like super successful. He doesn't waste time. He's going to be around other successful people. So I knew him, and then he introduced me to the table. And it's funny because there's another guy who is just like me. He's sitting at the table, and since I knew him, and he saw how he reacted to me, like, oh, he likes him. Oh, all of this stuff. So I want to know what he do. So he's just like, hey, what do you do? Or whatever. And sometimes with certain people, you can't just sit here and ask, what do they do? Or whatever, just because it can be rude.
Right.
Or something like that. But me, I like when people ask or whatever, because now we can cut through and we can maybe network and stuff like that. Sometimes you just let stuff come up organically. Maybe it don't come up at all and stuff like that. But I like that he asked me, because now that he asked me, now I can sit here and ask him, oh, what do you do? Or whatever. And he owns a company. He does like the redoing the vans and all of that stuff, and sell like the vans where it's all decked out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And just everything. So, put the beds in there, the ladders, if you would need a work van or all of that, like he does that. And then he was talking about starting a restaurant, stuff like that. But I was like, I appreciated that, because I was just like, oh, now we know what we do. Because people got a network, and I feel like Northwest Arkansas is small, but it's growing so fast that you really want to build up all the connections you can now.
Absolutely.
Because you can go meet with certain CEOs and have a sit down and go grab coffee and stuff like this, but a million people get up here and everybody knocking on that door's just gonna start closing. It's gonna start closing faster and faster, where it's not them being rude. I just don't have time for everybody. So now we got to put more strict regulations on how easily you can access these people. So build those relationships now, because that's the best thing about this area. It's small, it's growing. Build the relationships now while you can. So when it do get bigger up here, you're already in the know. You already have the right type of connections that keeps you around and all that stuff. Because I just had a conversation with somebody a lot of people don't talk about, but it's a lot of politics up here. It's a lot of politics and stuff like that, and it's about who you know sometimes, and just everything.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So I feel like you just gotta. It's just how it is. Sometimes it's like, that kind of sucks that it's so much politics, but it's also its own blessing, because you can actually get out here and meet the right people to make the right connections. But honestly, every place is politics.
That's right.
It's just how it is. So I think it's just about, being yourself, but whatever you put out there, like that's what you get back in return. So like my brother would say, don't do no shady stuff. His number one motto, don't do shady stuff.
Yeah, that's real. Man, bro, tell us where we can follow you, keep up with you, support what you got going on, and come along for the journey.
Okay, hold up. Wait, do I got like 5 more minutes before I say that?
Sure.
Okay, real quick, because we didn't get into it. I also have my nonprofit.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, my nonprofit, Kidz N Cameras. So I teach kids how to use cameras, how to express themselves emotionally through photography. So one of the main reasons that I started this is because of my background, stuff like that. I didn't know I liked photography. I got a degree, even though I really didn't feel like college was really for me. It's just one of those things that you do. And I always just think about like, oh man, if I would have known I like photography way before then, where would I be at in my photography journey? Like you asked me earlier, if it wasn't photography, what would I be doing?
Right.
I more usually think like, oh, if I would have been introduced to photography sooner, where would I be at with my photography?
Right.
So I think like just giving that to kids, showing them that, hey, there's other routes that you can take that you might not think of, but also not even just like making other photographers, just getting kids to be able to express themselves. Because I feel like maybe if I express myself a little bit more, where maybe I would have never got in trouble. Maybe I could tell people how I felt. Maybe, you know, it would have just been a better thing instead of me holding a lot of stuff in on my own insecurities within myself. So I feel like kids who don't know how to express themselves, it can lead to trouble at home, trouble at schools, worse chances with the law, or maybe they shy, introverted, got social anxiety. So just being able to have kids given a way to express themselves it's big. And it can make a big difference. I did my first summer camps, I was partnering with Crystal Bridges, and I had a kid in there where I was like, hey, bring items from home that you feel close to and take photographs of those items around Crystal Bridges. Use like the composition that I taught, but show me what the emotion that you feel why you chose to bring it. Well, one girl brought a little stuffed animal, and she had it on the bench by itself, and she said it's lonely or whatever. And I realized like during these summer camps, a lot of the emotion she felt was loneliness. It's something like if her brother wasn't there, she felt lonely or not seen or whatever. But her being able to express it and get it out where, you know, maybe that's something she wasn't expressing before or whatever, but just be able to vent it and get it out. But then after that, like I printed out words. So now you actually have something that you can hold. You can see your emotions and touch it, and it be physical for you. I think that's a really big thing and stuff like that. I had another kid who did my photo contest that won camera. He loves photography, but he's just like, I just don't think, you know, I can't see myself like doing it for real. Like, can you really make money with photography? I was like, well, I made 6 figures last year.
Yeah.
He's like, really? I said, yeah. I was like, a lot of these kids, I was like, some kids like skateboarding. Some kids want to be a professional athlete, but they might not make it be a professional athlete. But if you love that world and you're doing photography, guess what? You can photograph these athletes.
That's right.
You can photograph these games. You can photograph these skateboarders. Like, everything that somebody wants is because it has a emotion to it, and they saw a picture or a video of it. That's how our world works. If you wanted that car, if you wanted that hat, you know, if I wanted that bang gavel, like it's
That's
advertising,
real.
it's the emotion. Like, so even when I'm photographing events or photographing people, like I got to make sure it's emotion. If I do a concert, my ideal is I got to show the hypeness. I got to do this so the people who didn't make it to the concert we see him be like, oh, I missed that, but I ain't gonna miss that next banging the friends. Banging again. So that's how it goes.
That's
so
real.
Just getting kids to be able to express themselves. So I do summer camps, I do workshops. I had the first photo contest this year. I had 70 submissions.
Wow.
Did the award ceremony at Crystal Bridges, had 150 people in attendance. It's for 3rd through the 12th grade. Had it from 3rd through the 6th, 7th through the 9th, and then 10th through the 12th. That's how I broke it down.
Yeah.
And it's about emotions and nature and wildlife. So they had to take a picture of nature, wildlife, landscape.
Fire.
Made them write an artist statement with it to talk about the emotions in the photograph, because that's what the nonprofit's about.
That's fire.
And to the first place winners, I gave them gave out 3 mirrorless cameras. So everybody's like, Brandon, you giving away some prizes. I was like, why not? Why not? And then I raised that money. I raised $2,500 during my birthday in January this year at Hardwater. Shout out Hardwater, it's one of my favorite bars. But I did my birthday celebration there, because that's one of the bars where I talk about like, oh, I know the owners and I know everybody. So I told them, I was like, hey, I want to do my birthday celebration over here. They said, oh yeah, we can do that. I said, but I want to do it for the nonprofit, and I want y'all to throw 10% of the proceeds that night to the nonprofit. And that's like, oh yeah, brother, we love you and we love supporting nonprofits. We can definitely do that. So I ended up having like 60, 80 people come. End up making like $472. And then the owner Cole matched it, threw in 500. His wife threw in 300 with her business. I had Lee Scarlett at Celtic Construction come and wrote me $1,000 check. So I ended up raising like $2,500, and that paid for the cameras and stuff.
Wow.
The contest, and the contest was completely free. This is my first time doing this. So I didn't charge admission. I didn't charge anything. Like, it's just a free thing. And yeah, it was dope too. And yeah, a lot of those kids, the parents, everybody felt like it was truly helpful and really liked that they had this nonprofit actually getting kids to express themselves.
B, that's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
And shout out to Kidz N Cameras.
I might have went over 5 minutes.
Nah, you good. You good. Shout out to Kidz N Cameras. Shout out to everything you got going. Bro, thank you for sitting down with us, man. So insightful. And you put some gems in here too, just about getting better at your craft, building relationships, showing up, not being shy. Like, it's so many things you said, bro. That's just, I mean, it's something that we can all resonate with. Where can people find you, support you, and the whole nine?
So you can go to my website for my commercial work. It's bwatchcollective.com. For the personal portraits, it's bwatch.photography. And for the nonprofit, it's kidzncameras.org. That's KIDZ, the letter N, and then cameras.org. And then you can just find it all on Instagram too as well.
Where can we follow you on the ground?
Oh, this B-Watch Collective, B-Watch Photography, Kidz N Cameras. I know I got so many Instagrams.
Yeah.
I got another one I'm working on and another website I'm working on, so stay tuned.
Yeah. Thank you for your time, bro.
Oh, definitely, man. Appreciate you.
That's it.